should put my okay.
Hi, I welcome you to our monthly broadcast at Anselmo Academy of Music and the Arts, and greatly appreciate your tuning in support of this initiative. Today, we present guest artist, Professor Ilja Scheps, who is esteemed pianist and pedagogue living in Germany. Hello, Ilja,
Yes.
and welcome.
Yeah. Hello there. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm very, very pleased to speak with you and to meet your listeners and our guest this time.
It's an honor, great honor. You just heard Ilya performing Troika, which is November from Tchaikovsky Seasons. We will feature Ilya's biography, excuse me, his pictures, his videos, and also a dialogue shortly. But first, we have a couple of announcements from Anselmo Academy. Winter spring enrollment for private lessons is open and ongoing in New York and New Jersey. If you'd like to connect with us and have any questions about enrollment, please go to anselmoacademy.org. Thank you for this flyer. We also have started preparations for our annual student showcases, and registration is now open for all budding pianists from Anselmo Academy, plus any guest students that are interested in participating. It is scheduled for March 15, 2026, at the Church of Christ and St. Stephen's on the Upper West Side. And you can register at our website under student showcases, as you see here in this picture. Anselmo Academy is a nonprofit 501c3 organization. We are in our 25th school year serving children and adults in New York and New Jersey. Our activities, majority of what we do is actually organizing group classes at various local schools throughout New York and New Jersey. And our classes vary from a large group classes from general music to smaller group classes in piano, violin, guitar, choir, recorder, musical theater, and also drama, and actually much more. For any questions, please contact us at our website. Please also subscribe to our social media platforms and also two e-newsletters that you could find at our website homepage at the bottom right. We have two e-newsletters. One is called Academic Newsletter, and second is called On Stage. Where we feature, of course, our ongoing classes and events, but also feature broadcast information like you see today, where we invite guest artists to come and share their musical journey. We hope you enjoy our program. Okay, wonderful. Can we please have Ilya's profile pictures? I go through his bio. Great. As I said to Ilya privately, but I also wanted to say it to all our listeners. I have discovered Ilya through just searching on YouTube for various videos, and I found his masterclass 102, and I was extremely impressed, and so here he is as our guest today. Ilja Scheps completed his studies at the Moscow Tchaikovsky Conservatory under Professor Lev Lasenko and Professor Evgeny Shenderovich. From 1982 to 1992, he was a soloist at the Moscow Philharmonic Society. He gave concerts with orchestras and solo recitals, and also appearing as accompanist of renowned singers and instrumentalists. This resulted in his acquiring a large repertoire of works by Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, Debussy, Scriabin, Prokofiev, Tchaikovsky, as well as those like Schnittke, Silvestrov, and Denisov. At the same time, Ilya also taught at the Moscow Conservatory. From 1992, he lives in Germany, and besides performing in many countries around the world, he is also an enthusiastic pedagogue. Many years he was a professor at the Rostock Music University, the Bonn Music University, and the Darmstadt Music Academy. Since 2003, Professor Scheps is a professor at the Music University in Cologne, Germany, and his students are winners of many important piano competitions, as well as recording artists at Sony and Universal Records. Professor Scheps also conducts workshops and master classes at the International Music Academies and is visiting professor in many universities all over the world. He was invited as honor professor to give master classes in multiple universities in China, and he has been a jury member of some most important international piano competitions in China, in Norway, in Germany, in Spain, in Italy, and many, many others. Ilja Scheps has recorded more than 10 CDs with MCA USA, Les Chants du Monde France, Melodia Russia, and others in Germany. He teaches at the International Rubinstein Music Academy in Düsseldorf, Germany, at the Talent Music Academy in Brescia, Italy, as well gives numerous master classes and workshops worldwide. He has written a book that's called Fit in 15 Minutes, which is warm ups and essential exercises for sound oriented piano playing. And it was published in Germany in June 2025. Wonderful. We now have a short excerpt from one of the master classes on Rachmaninoff um, Moment Musica in E minor, opus 16, number 4. Take a look.
I, we have this, yeah, and always, that's why, yeah, you should play left hand more flexible, more elastic, and maybe not so loud and make phrasing. And left hand will help the right hand to 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 give this long note, to prolong this long note. Also, the first, this is the bell element. Yeah, I was never play this. I would try to play so. Yeah, and then like tornado, like this. Yes, just move it, and then you play. Yeah, and then not so loud. Like this. Yeah, maybe not better. Yeah, this is yeah, the same. Yeah. And okay, here pedal, but I would not change full changing pedal. Try to keep this bass in pedal. Now, again, this overtone, these overtones. Yeah, now look which tones, this collision, which can live together, stay in one pedal. It's okay now. Only this. Maybe. If you play tonica more, and then not so loud. Yeah, you should not change full pedal.
Wonderful. So we now move to a dialogue portion of this program. Welcome again, Ilya. I'm deeply honored to meet you today. So let's begin. Please tell us about your life in Russia. Your studies at the young age, maybe your family, anything you'd like to share about your life there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's in a couple of sentences to tell about the whole life is a bit difficult, but I try to compromise it possibly. Actually, I was born in Ukraine. I was born in a small town on Azov Sea, town of Berdyansk. It is his name. It was a small, very poetic town, but with a very good music school. And also very famous, one of the biggest pianists and teachers of our time, Mikhail Voskresensky.
Mhm.
came also from that city, and I can remember his mother. He was also a piano teacher, and we met last time with Voskresensky 6 years ago in China, and I think he is a great personality. But really, he came from the same place, small place in Ukraine, like me. And then I was men said to me, I was very musically, but my parents were very poor. It was the generation after World War, and the whole family was killed, and nobody. And it was for them very difficult to buy piano. That's why I started to play accordion. You know, it is a very interesting instrument. After 1 year, I played already some difficult pieces, and the director of music school invited my mom and said, "The boy is very talented. You should do something. We should find a solution." Well, my parents have find the possibility to buy this apart piano with name Ukraine. It was, but I liked to play this instrument. I started. That's why I started to play piano very late. I was already 10, I think. It is absolutely unusual for future student in Tchaikovsky Conservatory who started to play piano with 10 years. But I like to practice and to improvise, and after 4 years I could play really not bad, and then to Moscow was for our family not very difficult. That's why I went to Kiev. Kiev was the capital of Ukraine, or is the capital of Ukraine, and I enjoyed 4 years there. It was very interesting. You know, a big city with many concerts, with wonderful culture, with wonderful music, with very interesting literature. I can speak Ukrainian, and I like this culture. And for me, as a very young boy, that time maybe it was not bad, because I can remember that time I have played very extrovert and very emotional, very many ideas. Maybe it was not always 100% here, but all people liked me that time, and that's why I could find my style. I could find my music. Then later, 4 years later, I went to Tchaikovsky Conservatory, and it was cut because the standards were enormously high, and it is unbelievable. If I think about students that time, it was Mikhail Pletnyov and Andrei Gavrilov, Dan Hayson, Andrei Lapland, and many great pianists, also Dina Joffe, and many pianists who now are on the top of world piano society, I would say. That's why in Moscow I should really work hard to also to have a chance to, and I have had really happiness. My professor was Lev Vlasenko, and Lev Vlasenko was absolutely amazing person. He was so charismatic musician, and he was extremely virtuoso. He won the first Liszt competition in Budapest. In the first Tchaikovsky competition, he won the second prize, and the first was Van Cliburn, as you know. And unbelievable. He played 5 concerts of Beethoven, or he could play all 4 piano concertos by Liszt in one concert. And I can remember it was the first concert as Pletnyov conducted at that time. Yeah, he and his teaching was very helpful and a big inspiration for all us. And also, I have, before I came to Moscow, I met another professor from Tchaikovsky Conservatory, Vera Gornostaeva. It was absolutely another way. It was Neuhaus school, and I have heard a lot how he has taught that time, and it was, each time I was very, very impressed because, like Neuhaus, her professor, he spoke a lot about philosophy, about literature, about world of music, and as the whole world, not only playing piano, and so it was always for me a trip into music world, and in my teaching later, I have tried to connect both, to always to develop what do we want to say with our music, and then how to realize it. This is what I have tried to do. Also, it was very difficult because the education level in Moscow and Tchaikovsky Conservatory was extremely high. Each semester, you know, maybe we have had at least 8 exams in theory and musicology and music history and playing piano and playing solo and chamber music and so on. It was very difficult, but now I think it was, with sure, it was very, very helpful because the education was extremely high. And my, maybe the biggest impression as a student of Tchaikovsky Conservatory was our professor in analysis of music form. It was Valentina Nikolaevna Holopova. She was that time very young. It was her first year as a docent in Tchaikovsky Conservatory. Later, she worked only with composers and musicologists. But at that time, we were very lucky to have her as a professor. And what I mean, he could speak about the whole music, starting with Palestrina or Penderecki and Aleatoric, everything, and she could play everything. And it was, for me, I thought, yeah, it is really what each musician should do, or so I would like also to teach maybe later, and so on. So Tchaikovsky Conservatory all years were difficult, very stressful, but I am very, very thankful, especially to my professor Lev Lasenko. And then I started to work in Philharmonic Society, as you already told our listeners. And in the same time, I also continued to my education, because, you know, in Russia the system is not, we have the students have no doctor. It's like aspirantur for performer. The same system we have here in Germany. I have had many such students. They came to study for doctor, but not to write dissertation, but to play solo and orchestra programs. Well, after this education, I worked in Philharmonic Society. Very different experience. Sure, solo, it is always great, but also chamber music, and also many programs with singers. For me, Also now the best instrument is the human voice, and I think that's why it is very interesting, and I have recorded with very famous singers many anthologies. They all romances by Borodin and Mussorgsky and Tchaikovsky and Rimsky-Korsakov. These complete recordings we did, and with sure it was also very big and important school for me, for my education, to learn music, and maybe to finish with the best experience. What I can remember was the concert we have performed, first time official premiere, the silent songs by Valentin Silvestrov. It was this recording is existing. It's possible to find CDs of this concert, but we worked with Valentin Silvestrov. He prepared this concert. It was extremely hard because Silvestrov is a person and composer without any compromises. It should be so, but these silent songs, maybe it is the best what I have played in my life. Very interesting that this, you can imagine this music, 2 hours music with a voice, and a pianist should play always one piano with one piano until 4 piani. And it was for me the next step to learn how to play above the keyboard, and to have all colors, and for me it was like one education more in my playing.
Wonderful.
In two words, my first life in Russia, then my second life in Europe.
Yes, please continue. That's my next question. So please tell us your new life in Germany. What were your dreams, hopes, goals at that time, and maybe how it evolved? Yeah.
Yeah, the dreams and aims, first to learn German. I was coming to Germany with my family, with my wife, and two extremely talented daughters, and you
I
see,
was so sorry to interrupt. I
yeah.
discovered that last night that your
Yeah.
family is four pianists.
Yeah.
You can tell us later.
Crazy family, yes.
Yeah.
Normally, the people ask how many pianos do you have at your home. But well, first questions. You can imagine in Moscow, I was already with big concerts and so on, and then you're coming to Germany, and first we lived in a small room with beds on two levels, and it was a small house for refugees, for gypsies. Okay, it doesn't matter. I think about it this time, it was very enthusiastic time, and I should say I am extremely thankful to all people who have supported us that time, especially we live in Wuppertal. It is as we have had our documents, and I saw we should go to Wuppertal. I thought, what is it, Wuppertal? And then I went to Lenin Library in Moscow to read what is Wuppertal. Wuppertal is very interesting because Engels was born in Wuppertal, and also aspirin is, this medicine, is made also there. Yeah, I thought, okay, but
Famous city.
yeah, famous, yes, yeah. But indeed, we came there, and the beginning was difficult, but. For example, the general music director, the chef conductor in the city of opera and symphonic orchestra, Peter Gülke, he amazing musician. If you would have opportunity to read his books, do it. I hope you can find also he is a genius as not only conductor but also as a musicologist. And I liked to listen his lectures, and now he is already old, but I used the opportunity to thank to him. He allowed me to practice in his bureau. And one evening I have practiced along, and after that I came out and saw him sitting there and working. He did not want to disturb me. Simple. It is really. Then I play first concert in the opera house in Wuppertal was sold out, and then 1 year later with orchestra, and it was concert I played second Rachmaninoff and the third Tchaikovsky in one concert. Third Tchaikovsky is one movement concert, very seldom played. And for example, many people supported us. For example, one evening suddenly I get a call, the phone rings, and I take Dietrich Fischer disco. Yeah, and he has heard our recordings with these Russian songs, Russian romances. Yeah, and he was so found very good, and he has found my telephone, private telephone, to say simple this. The recordings are wonderful, and he has enjoyed it. Yeah, so with our sometimes it is like this, and after that I 1 year later I asked him to write for me like something for and he just stopped his concert activities. That's why it was maybe the greatest dream to perform with him, but I like his singings and all video and music recordings. Well, then I should learn German, because English was a bit before we came to Germany, but German language. What could help me? Because I liked German lied, romances. For example, this Schumann, Dichterliebe, and as I think the texture im wunderschönen Monat Mai, als alle Knospen sprach. Yeah, the texture was connected with music, and so I learned very fast German language. I don't know, maybe for me, but it is also maybe good way for somebody. And my first master class in Cologne Musikhochschule University was not for pianists, but for pianists and singers, interpretation of Russian romances. Yeah. And that during that master class came prorector of that time. He was a singer, and he was 1 year later a rector of new university in the north of Germany. 1 year later he called me and said, somebody, we have new university here, somebody cannot come. You should come, you can come and start to work with students. But an answer you should give me not later than 3 hours. Yeah, and yeah, so I have started to teach in north of Germany. Many things, and many activities. If I speak about this life, well, competitions, jury, you told about this, and also was very interesting in China, my teaching in China. Maybe we can speak about this
Yes.
more. But for example, during the first competition in China, I met the director of Paderewski competition in Poland, Henryk
Mhm.
Martenka. He is a journalist and splendid organizer, and he told me then between the competitions, Paderewski competition, very famous and one of the high-level competitions worldwide, they want to have an activity, very specialty. And my dream was to organize master classes for pianists who could practice with orchestra. And then we exchange our experiences and wishes and ideas. And in Bydgoszcz in Poland, I was the next 9 years in summer every year as artistic director of this Paderewski summer academy for pianists playing with organ. Many things. I don't know how long time do we have, but it was like this.
Wonderful. So, yes, please tell us next about your teaching in China, which I understand was extensive or is still extensive. Tell us about your experiences there.
Yeah, it is also very interesting experience because I came to China maybe first time from Russia. I was invited to, in Moscow was so-called House of Friendship,
Mm-hmm.
Dom Дружбы, House of
Mm-hmm.
Friendship, yeah. And they told me we organize delegation, culture delegation going to China, and you should be the head of this delegation. Solis of Philharmonic Society and professors of Tchaikovsky Conservatory, both. My first reaction, why me? Yeah, I said, well, yeah, now we have time. It was perestroika time. You are young. You should do. And well, we have visited Shanghai Conservatory and Beijing Conservatory, and it is the country. China was absolutely poor. Many extremely poor people on the streets. It was difficult to see that. And then 15 years later, I came already like professor of Cologne Conservatory and saw absolutely another country. I can some experiences. For example, my first visit, I gave concert in Tianjin. This is 70 kilometers from Peking, in Tianjin Conservatory. I play, and in the first part of concert, I play Mozart, I don't know, and in the hall, very loud. I listen, the handies are ringing and people are speaking, and I thought that in the break I would say I cannot. Then the organizer came to my room and said, "What have you done with our listeners? It was never so quiet like now." Yeah, it was so quiet. It was, but you should accept that in the whole in China, many children. But it is much better, as for example in Germany, only old persons and no children. It is not so good, and so on. Then, for example, in Shenzhen, I was invited to come as a visiting professor each semester 2 times, and I was at least 4 times each year there for some days. And they asked me to uh, make a lecture how it's necessary to practice and what need the young musician need and so on. I told that what I really say always, that the pianist should listen more music and should learn music. And if you want to play Mozart, you should know operas. If you want to play Schubert, you should know And across the street was a small music store. Next day, the parents of these children went to this music store and bought everything what was there. Well, as Professor Guru says, the children should listen. This is very, very Chinese, and so on. The people are very enthusiastic, and they are able to work hard. That time, everybody wanted to be a musician. After Yundi Lee and Sachen won Chopin competition, but now it's a bit difficult, especially after Corona. Now is financial situation in China not so easy. But we hope that they will find the way. Yeah, but we have now in China many professors who studied in the States and in Europe, and now it's very interesting to go there to communicate with colleagues, and many master classes. And I go also now to visit some institutions and to try to teach them so as I understand, to connect this perfection and virtuosity with meaning of music.
So next, tell us a little bit about your book. And we received your the interview you had. I believe it was a Korean.
Yes, I have. My book has appeared. This is my book. It has appeared last summer. And I have had already some presentations in South Korea and some universities, and also in China. The history of this work was some years ago. The short music editor asked me to write a book or prepare some exercises, warm-ups. And for me, I thought, well, there are so many exercises already, and some of them are very boring, some of them are good. What could I contribute to this? And then I thought about my great professor Lev Vlasenko, who said, technique is a sound, and technique means to have possibility to express all ideas in the sound, in playing. And that's why I have worked in this direction, and that's why Fit in 15 Minutes is the name of series. They do it for all instruments, for violin, the Fit, simple warm-ups. But actually, my book means this warm-ups as essential exercises for sound-oriented piano playing technique. The sound is very important. What is the main idea? If I try to now in a couple of sentences to speak about this work, my philosophy is that that music is a language, and in each tone we play music says something. As we want to say something, we find how our voice should sound. We find a colors of ours, how would we speak, and so on. And the next question, is it possible that our instrument is sounding like a voice? Because basically our instrument is a percussive instrument, as we said, because the hammer are striking the strings, and the principle is percussive, and the voice can make crescendo and diminuendo, and the connection is gliding connection between the tones. And the problem is that many pianists think that after they have touched the key, it's not possible, not more possible to work to develop the sound. And I have found the explanation that it is not only possible, but we should do it. I can show you a small. I sit here and the piano. If I do nothing, you can listen. Now you can listen diminuendo, simple, no? Now you can listen. Do you listen the waves? Yeah, yes, yeah. I can do. You see, the whole time. The explanation is very simple. I write it in my book, and it's also we have added 2 videos. It's possible, and the explanation is that the mechanic is so sensitive that everything what I am doing with a key would be transmitted to hammer, and damper are moving very close to vibrating strings, and this is really gives us possibility to work with the sound. Why it's so possible? You say, yeah, it is very kind if it's possible, but I can use it in my playing. For example, if I play Beethoven, yeah, if I do nothing, it is a bit straight, but I can and make here this side this so I can play very expressive, very tragic, so-called, what the music needs, and so on. If I for example, Chopin is very special composer. Chopin, as we know, for him, bel canto. Now we are speaking how to play legato, how to play singing, how to play bel canto. Is it possible, basically, with this percussive instrument? I say yes. We need, but special. We should change in our hearing. We should listen longer. We should listen connection between tones, and so, and that's why, for example, if like many pianists play staccato, or we play and we connect all tones, it's absolutely another kind of music, and we have much more character and much more possibility for interpretation. Yeah, say, Lord, I hope this book is for excuse me, for all levels. Here many things for beginners and also for adult players and for professional players. And I hope that many pianists and teachers could find here new ideas to try. And the book, I would not say this is school, do like this. Yeah, it is only maybe some ideas to start further processes of trying and learning. It's not expensive.
Of course,
I hope that it could find their users. But here maybe important that is the first, the beginning of this book. I write works up for the fingers and waking up for the fingers, and warms up also for hearing. I think both is important. That's why I think not only fingers.
Wonderful. One more question. So, what makes you happy?
Well, you know, I learn in my life to be happy from also from small things. Our
Mm,
life is now not easy. You know, if you read newspapers and listen news, and I mean in general. That's why music makes me happy. My family. If I can have some ideas and I can realize them, it makes happy, and so on. I think that good weather, or I don't know, simple reading book. I like very much to read, and
mm.
also this, yeah, maybe in next life I have more time to read my favorite writers, and because sometimes you, for example, if you read Charles Dickens, or you read Paustovsky, yeah, or you Ukraine literature is like honey. Yeah, I mean the language is unbelievable. Uh, it makes happy.
Wonderful. Would I be surprised to learn about you? Anything?
I don't know. I don't know. Uh, uh, maybe that I don't think that it would be a big surprise if I say that, like many colleagues and many professors, or many people, I want to learn much more. Yeah, now I have.
That's not surprising, though.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
it
not
is not. It
surprising.
is. It is not surprising.
Mm,
It is not surprising. That's why now I learn now on piano much faster than 30 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I don't know why, but it is. Yeah. Again, Voskresensky is for me the big example. He plays concerts and
Mm.
teaches a lot in his age, and I thought, well, I want also like he. This is the great star. Not only he, but Gary
Yeah.
Grafman, for example, was
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
till last time.
Yes. And if you had a magic wand, what would you do with it? Or would you like to change in the world?
Yeah, I would say that peace now, what we need, all people need simple peace and life full of nice things, not a war. Yeah, I would
Agreed.
say
Mm.
this what is, maybe only this is important now.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. We are moving on to feature next excerpt from a master class on Schumann ABAC variation,
Ah,
Opus
yeah.
1.
Braucht man, glaube ich, ein bisschen mehr Unterschiede zwischen den Klangfarben. Ja? Schon von Anfang an muss es diese besondere innere Vibration sein im Klang, dieses innerliche Vibrato, die man mit natürlich im realen Vibrato im Klang realisieren kann, sodass wir ja, so, ne? Und im Grunde genommen, du bist sehr nah dran. Also es ist schon, du hast schon sehr viel gemacht in diese Richtung. Ich denke, noch mehr Legato, noch mehr singende Verbindung zwischen den Tönen. Ne? Und deswegen als erstes würde ich vorschlagen, dass du jetzt das Thema ohne Pedal spielst. Ja, lass uns gucken, was die Finger tatsächlich machen. Ja, nein, ja, ich höre die Richtung nicht, dass jeder. Ja, ich opfere natürlich, wenn es nicht geht, beide Stimmen zu verbinden. Dann opfere ich ein bisschen die untere Stimme hier. Ja. Aber obere. Ja, das ist schon besser. Ja. Und wie wir immer sagen, höre bitte, was mit dem Ton nach dem Nehmen beginnt. Na? Ja, diese Welle mit jeder Note. Ja, das ist besser, weil die Frage, was bedeutet diese Melodie, welche Emotion, natürlich diese innere Vibrato, diese Aufregung und diese Verliebtheit. Ne? Und bei Schumann, sehr oft nutzt er diese kleine Sekunde. Ja, im Grunde genommen, ich würde ich in selbe Richtung. Ne?
Wonderful. I love it. I love your teaching style. Great. Next, we go into picture gallery. And you can tell us about each picture a little bit as we go.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. This is our class, Professor Lev Vlasenko, Tchaikovsky Conservatory, and you can see I go from left to the right. The first from the left is Irina Chereshevskaya, now very famous professor, École Normale. No? Then Irina Shumilina, now professor in Minsk Conservatory. Behind, we cannot see on the cap a bit Kalle Randolo. He won ARD competition and a long time professor in Germany, in Karlsruhe. Behind Professor Vlasenko, we can see Zhanya Aubakirova. He is a rector in Kazakhstan of conservatory. Then you can see me behind Vlasenko and Suren Zakharyan and professor in Yerevan, Oleg Stepanov in Australia, in Brisbane. And here Vlasenko and sitting the piano, at the piano, Mikhail Pletnyov. He was absolutely the best student, I think, and now one of the really most important and outstanding musicians from our time. Yeah, this picture is after the concert with Valentin Silvestrov in Basel. We met with him after a long time, and in Basel was festival, and after the concert it was nice to be together a bit. Well, here this is in Poland, Paderewski Summer Academy. The pianists could practice with orchestra, and you see after the rehearsal we discuss with from left is teacher, is my former student, Young Khan. This is a student, and the right from right side is wonderful conductor, is now very famous conductor Anna Mroz, and he helped us also very good. You see, it was very interesting work and very active, and for pianists really very helpful. Wow. The competition in Shenzhen, you can see here a jury of this competition. I have had a honor to be invited there, and you see here the first all the heads of piano world, Jacques Rouvier, Sten Nockleberg, and many Arivardi, many of them are here, and in the middle Andrea Bonata I see, and also Professor Joe in the middle, and Professor Dan, the organizer. Professor Joe, a very interesting grand dame. She was born in Hamburg, in Germany, and could speak German very good, and he was maybe the main person in China, but each time as I came to Peking to give master class, she came on the stage to translate. It was absolutely amazing, and after one master class I saw that all colleagues came. On that day she has had a birthday, but also on that day she wanted to come to a master class and to translate, and after that we have celebrated her birthday. You see, altogether was very nice competition and splendid organization. Yeah, it is. With Professor Boris Berman, also in China, he played. It is after his concert, and the next day I have played my concert. And that time he told me that he has written also 2 books. And now I have read both, and he is fantastic professor. And also I always, as I read news about successes of his students, I think, well, it is really a great thing that he continued to teach and make it on the highest level. That time he has played 3 Haydn sonatas, 3 last sonatas by Haydn. Wonderful concert. It is in Shenzhen. It is Vanke Academy. It is very interesting organization. The students are preparing to for studying in USA and Great Britain. This is all subjects in English, and it was festival there. And I see here Steven Spooner is also, we met with him there. I think that all such opportunities, these international festivals, master classes, competitions, for me it is great opportunity to speak with such great personalities and to exchange ideas. That's why I think it's very important part in our professional life. Well, it is in Valencia, in Spain. I think it's important that we have also opportunity to practice, and that time I have found such grand piano. The sound was okay. Yes, and this is my book, which is possible to buy as electronic. You can electronic book or in paper. Yeah, Robert McDonald's. We have in Paderewski Academy invited him to teach, because each week we have had 2 professors there, and I think I have enjoyed really to listen also a bit his lessons, and I think I do hope that someone we can meet again.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Next,
yeah,
we have another video excerpt of your masterclass for Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto Number 2, Opus
yeah,
18.
okay.
Let's start again. Yeah, you see, you play, you make so, and then push it down. I would have my fingers already on the key and take it like. No, no, no. But the thing is, yeah, you have big hands. No problem for you. Yeah, and can you? Yeah, but not only one C, but all. Yeah, very good. And this. Yeah, yeah, much better. I like it very much. And then you should make a crescendo here, no? It means that it's not enough if you play only one. More and more. Like a this big bell. Very good. And here, clear. Legato. All intervals. Yeah? Can you directly? Always there. Don't forget. Huh? Yeah. Here. You see, I try to take so. Yeah, number 2. No?
Wonderful. Ilya, so very nice to meet you. I hope you come to New York maybe
Yeah.
sometime. I would love to meet you.
Thank
We
you.
do have one more piece to showcase, which is you performing Tchaikovsky June Barcarolle.
Yeah.
And we thank you so much for coming to speak with me and share your journey and your beautiful story and your insight. Very much appreciated. And we thank everyone for watching after we hear the
Yeah.
last performance.
Thank you very much for invitation. I have enjoyed also this our communication, and I also do hope that someone we can meet not only digital but analog. No, that we
Yes,
meet simple somewhere. Yeah. Thank you very much.
of course. Thanks so much, everyone, for
Yeah.
watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. So long, Ilya.
Bye bye. Thank you. Mhm.